Hi guys, welcome to today's drum and bass lesson. Before I crack on with this video, if you found this video useful, give it a like, let me know your comments, and if you haven't already subscribed, if you could do that too, that will help me out tremendously. So, drum and bass really emerged from the jungle scene in the 90s, and it comprises of lots of sampled electronic synthesizer kind of sounds, okay, often with a heavy bass line running throughout these samples as well. Doesn't hang around in terms of speed, can be anything up to 160 to 180 beats per minute. At the end of this video I'm going to put the backing track that I demoed at the beginning of this video so you can play along yourself. So I'm going to do two versions, one slightly slower and one up to speed, the same speed as what you just heard me play a moment ago. So we've got a 2-bar pattern today. I like this groove, and I generally like drum and bass grooves, I guess, because the snare drum, the backbeat, isn't always on the 2 and the 4. They play around with it, you know, they displace it. In this case, the first bar we've got the backbeat on the 2, and instead of the backbeat being on the 4, where you're used to it being, it's on the and of the 4. And then we've got some ghost notes in between the 2 and the and of the 4. So let's just break it down. The first bar goes like this. Let's do it all slowly. 8 notes on the hi-hat. Have a listen. The notation comes up here. We're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. So in terms of our hands, we're going right, right, both, right, left, right, both. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. So that's just a bit weird because we're so used to kind of putting that snare drum on the 2 and the 4. And in this case, we're putting it on the 2 and on the and of the 4. The notes, the snare drums on the 2 and the 3 E are going to be ghost notes. Again, ghost notes are when you play it quiet. It's what gives it the groove. You could play them nice and loud, and it still may sound absolutely fine in lots of songs and whatever groove you're playing. But in this case, we want that 2 and the and of the 4 to really kind of stand out. In terms of the bass drum in the first bar, bass drum on beat 1 and a bass drum on the and of the 3. So literally we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. So let's just loop it 2 or 3 times, nice and slow, everything. Here we go. 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4. One more. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Now the second bar, this is a little bit weird in its own right because we're so used to playing a kick on beat 1, and in this case there's no kick on beat 1. And again, it just gives it that space, it gives it that time to kind of just flow and just sound really musical and just fit in with this style of music, okay, just lots of gaps. In terms of the snare drum, backbeat on the 2 and the 4 now, still playing lots of ghost notes. In fact, let me just show you our hands. The hands are going to go 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Okay, so the kick in the second bar is going to be on the 1 E and, so the and of the 1 E and it's going to be on the 3 E and. So the and of the 1 and of the 3. Backbeat 2 and the 4, so you can relax in terms of that snare drum. All the other snare drums, still play them quieter, still ghost them, and again that will just give it that vibe and that feel that we're after. Okay, second bar slowly, here we go. 3 and 4 and. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and again. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4. One more. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. 2 bars in a row. 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and one more. 1 and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and obviously you can then speed that up and just add some fills, just have a play around with it. I quite often, and you heard in my demo at the beginning, when it repeats, I quite often like to put an open hi-hat on the first bar on beat 1 and just leave that open and don't play anything really until that 2. But I mean, you can just kind of play around with it, vary a few little bits here and there, have some fun. Don't forget, at the end of this video we've got the 2 backing tracks. First time is a little bit slower, second time is the same speed as what you heard me demo at the beginning. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. Let us know how you've got on. I'll see you soon.